My name is Adam. I am 72. I live in a small village. I have many scars. I have many smiles. I have seen storms and sunshine. I have lost and won. I have loved and lost. My life is a book of memories. Each page is a story. I hold a secret in my heart, a secret that haunts me. It is a lost love. It is a broken promise. Many years ago, I loved a kind soul. Her name was Lily. I loved her with all my heart. She was my light. One day, she vanished. She left without a word. I searched for her in every corner. I called her name to the wind. I hoped to see her smile once more. My days grew long. My nights were cold. I kept her memory alive. I wrote letters in my mind. I walked by the river. I stood by the old oak tree. I waited for a sign. I hoped that fate would bring her back. But time was a thief. It stole my chance and my hope. One morning, I found a letter. It lay on my doorstep. The paper was old and worn. The handwriting was gentle. The letter was from Lily. I could hardly believe it. My heart raced with hope. I read the letter many times. The words were soft and clear. They spoke of love and a secret promise. They spoke of a meeting in a far-off land. They spoke of a hidden place where we could be together. The letter was a gift. The letter was a sign. I felt a spark of life. I felt hope in my heart. I decided to go on a travel. I would search for Lily. I would find the secret place. I would follow the clues in her letter. I packed my bag. I put on my old shoes. I wrapped myself in a worn coat. I left my small town. I left behind old memories. I left behind my fears. I stepped into the unknown. The road was long. The road was hard. The wind blew cold. The rain fell hard. I trod on muddy paths. I climbed steep hills. I rested under starry skies. I kept Lily's letter in my hand. It warmed my soul. Every step was a battle. Every step was a hope. I thought of Lily. I thought of her smile. I thought of the promise we made. In the first town I reached, I met a kind man. His name was Tom. Tom had a gentle face and a worn hat. He owned a small shop. I entered his shop and asked, "Do you know of a secret place?" Tom looked at me with kind heart. He said, "I know. There is a land far away, the land of hope and dreams." I thanked him. I bought a loaf of bread. I ate with gratitude. I asked him for more clues. Tom said, "Follow the river. Let the water guide you. It sings a song of truth." I left Tom's shop and found a river. The river flowed slow and deep. I sat by its bank. I listened to its song. The water whispered secrets. It told of a hidden village. It spoke of a path less traveled. I followed the river for many days. I slept under towering trees. I dreamed of Lily. I dreamed of our love. One morning, I reached an old bridge. The bridge creaked under my weight. I crossed it slowly. On the other side, I found a dark forest. The forest was full of mystery. Its trees whispered in the wind. I stepped into the forest. I clutched the letter tight. I felt suspense in the air. I was scared, but still, I was brave. The forest was a maze of shadows. I walked on narrow paths. I heard strange sounds. I saw shapes in the dark. I felt a chill in my bones. Still, I did not stop. I remembered Lily's words. I remembered our promise. I pressed on into the heart of the forest. Suddenly, I saw a soft light in the distance. I moved toward the light. I found a small, clear pond. I saw my face in its water. Behind me, I sensed a shadow. I turned quickly. I saw nothing. I felt a chill and hurried away. I continued along the hidden path. The forest grew darker. Night fell quickly. I had no shelter, so I sought a cave. I found a cave and stepped inside. It was cold and dark. I sat on a smooth stone. I thought of Lily. I thought of love. I opened her letter once more. I read her gentle words. They spoke of hope. They spoke of a reunion. A tear fell from my eye. I wiped it away and slept. In the morning, I left the cave. The forest woke with a soft light. I followed an old map I had found. I reached a steep hill. The hill was hard to climb. I took my time and held onto the rocks. I climbed until I reached the top. At the summit, I looked down at the dark woods. The sun broke through the trees. I felt warmth and hope. From the top of the hill, I saw a hidden valley. The valley lay between tall, rugged mountains. I knew in my heart this was the secret place. I looked at the map once more. It said, "The secret lies here." I descended the steep path. I walked down slowly until I reached the valley. The valley was quiet and still. In the valley, I found a small garden. The garden burst with roses and lilies. I breathed in the scent of the flowers. I followed a narrow, winding path. The path led me to a wooden door. The door was old and painted green. I knocked on the door. I waited with a trembling heart. The door creaked open slowly. I saw a kind, gentle face. The face was warm and bright. I asked, "Are you Lily?" The kind face smiled and shook his head. He said, "I am not Lily. I was her friend long ago." My heart sank. I said, "I have a letter from her. It calls me to find a secret place. I search for her love." The old man nodded slowly.